Hey Sagittarius, I'm Eleanor, and welcome to Peaches by Starlight Tarot. This is your weekly pick-a card reading. Your whole month of April is the Four of Swords, so that's going to be taking a break, taking a time out and withdrawing to take care of yourself and to heal yourself. So I chose Healing with the Fairies to get your weekly theme, which is, Awakening Your True Self. I couldn't remember for a second. So last week you had vacation, and so this Awakening Your True Self this week comes after that, finally being able to get the quiet that you needed to tap into that and to hear that and find that out. So I'm using Vibrational Energy and the Vintage Swiss Tarot. I have stack 1 and 2 and 3. They're timestamped below, so you can skip to the one or more than one that you feel is calling to you with your message. This is a general reading. I do offer private readings, and those would be in an email format. You can find those from my Etsy page, and that's linked below. Like, share, subscribe, and stuff. All the good stuff. And let's start with stack 1. You have the Three of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. It says, go to the light. I'm not getting that like in the poltergeist sense at all. This reminds me of a spiritual experience I had many years ago, and something that I took from that was like this. It was like a spiritual practice or like a mantra kind of, and I should probably bring it back. But I would try to always reorient myself by, if things would get, my thoughts would get dark or start to get fearful or resentful or hateful, even. Hate as a product of resentment and fear usually, but to tell myself to stay in the light, because the vision I had, I don't want to go into all the detail, but it was about the forces of dark and light, and how there had been a point where I didn't believe in that dichotomy, and there is the possibility of being separated from the light, and you do have to reorient, and you do have to stay close to the warmth and to the love of the divine, and that you can separate yourself from that over time if you aren't reorienting yourself to try to stay in the light. And so the Three of Cups here, it is going to be talking about surrounding yourself. It is connection, it's celebrating loved ones, and it's celebrating your tribe and people like you. So it is going to be making sure that you know yourself and know the people that nurture you, and try to surround yourself only with people that are also in the light with you, and people that also seek the light, and people that will try to help you and guide you and beckon you towards the light, and not people that try to drag you away from that. And so with the Knight of Pentacles here, it's really grounding that into a physical practice. Like, you have to actually say it to yourself to stay in the light, or to have a crystal, or to have some kind of tangible way that you reorient yourself in that. And it has to be something that you're doing diligently, and that you make a habit out of it, and that it becomes second nature, and that you're always bringing yourself back over and over and over, and being persistent and consistent with that. So when you can do that, that's where you can find that peace that this Four of Swords is asking you to, because it's in that peace that you can awaken your true self as a being of light. Stack 2. You have the Sun in reverse, Ace of Cups, and an open book. This shows you, an open book, it shows you engaging with life as though every challenge or experience is like a story to unfold and to read and to get excited about. And so with this Ace of Cups, it is like you're cracking into a good one, and it's one that grabs you from the first sentence. And the subject of the book is you, everyone's favorite subject. If it would be a book, it would be a book about us, right? So this is the story of you, and you are your favorite. We're all our own favorite character. Your favorite character. The Sun in reverse reminds me a lot of what stack 1 just got, about reorienting in the light, staying in the light, keeping your eyes on the light as your goal and your North Star. The light being the love and the warmth of God, connection with your source. And so the sun is shining this positivity, this radiance, this enlightenment all around you. The sun is always shining. The sun never goes dark. There are just times when, because of the earth or because of our orientation or because of something blocking it, that we can't see it or that we aren't warmed by it and lit by it. But it always, always, always shines. And so when the sun shows up in reverse, it's not that it's not shining, it's that you're turned away from it and that you're not seeing it in some way. So what you have to do is to turn around and face it and embrace it just the same way you do everything else, because maybe you haven't had time until now, and this is a great opportunity to do that. Stack 3, you have the King of Wands, the High Priestess in reverse, Dream Catchers, this is a call to get more sleep and paying attention to your dreams. This Dream Catchers is definitely talking about, very literally, what your dreams are trying to communicate to you, and to sleep and to make more active and dynamic use of that time. And so with the King of Wands, that's a fire sign. That's you right there, who is passionate, creative, focused energy, fiery. And so it has a tendency sometimes to overpower this very quiet, silent, aloof, and yet all-knowing energy of the High Priestess, who needs absolute silence so that she can hear the other side speaking to her. Because, anyway. And with the Dream Catchers here, it is kind of telling me that maybe the only place that you can get that kind of peace in order to hear this is while you're asleep. And so it's kind of talking about paying attention to your dreams, trying to record them as soon as you wake up. Try to pay attention to how you felt, not necessarily you can pay attention to the details and look up symbolism if you like, but it's going to be more about the emotions that those imagery that they stir up in you, and what fears and what delights were there. And when you wake up, how do you feel afterwards? So that's going to be more informative than what does that animal or whatever that means. Well, that can be fun too, so I'm not saying not to do that, because that's all well and good and part of it. So but then you take that information so that you can engage with it and learn this awaken your true self. So like you were talking about dreaming and asleep, and then it says awaken your true self. So it's like going to sleep confused and loud and talking over yourself, and waking up having finally heard what you needed to hear. And so engaging with that information instead of talking over it. Okay? I'll talk to you in a week, Sagittarius. Thank you.